are live at the 360 Vegas studios with this edition of School Police Talk. We have the chief here. We have a new person who's not been on the show before. Chief, please introduce yourself and tell us what it is that you do.
Well, this is Sergeant Bernardo Barca. He's been with us for 8 years now. Came on just like everybody else. He was a lateral from Nevada Highway Patrol, and worked with me directly. I had him working in internal affairs for a bit. I think that was about 1.5 years, 2 years, somewhere around there, and promoted out of there to sergeant. And he's been in what we call the, what is it, Charlie area or David?
David area.
David area in Region 1 since then.
I was just going to say, it's so important that you have that mindset that you keep doing what you're doing, because you have to keep training, because if something ever happens, then,
right.
Yeah,
it's going to be our response that dictates, the outcome, of someone wanting to do violence in the schools. So yeah, that's important. That's one of the most important part of our yearly training is just doing that. And we have a group of officers that train throughout the year in it. We have our own core instructors who are, I would say, experts in active assailant training, and they do well in training everyone. So yeah, that's an important piece. And it's difficult. You go from one end to the other, right? We're talking about a school shooting and our students potentially being confronted with that type of horrible act of violence in our schools, and then now talking about the softer side of, the reality of what we work with every day is just kids experiencing things at home in their neighborhood with their friends, and bringing them to, do things that we wouldn't necessarily do as adults because we have that restraint, but our kids sometimes don't, and we're dealing with those as officers. So it takes a certain type of maturity from our officers to realize that, use the tools that we give them and the resources we provide them to make the best decision when those incidents occur at our schools. So we're not, constantly just the easiest thing you can do to anybody is just arrest them. If you have the probable cause, you have the ingredients to make up that crime, and they're all present. That's the easiest thing to do. The hard thing is to actually deep dive into what this kid's about, why they're doing it, and then helping them not do it again. We don't train that in the police academy. That's not something you learn about in basic training. It's something you're taught here when you come to us, or in an advanced type of academy situation. So but you have to be an expert in enforcing the law first. You have to know what the law is to be able to actually now provide an alternative to that. So it takes a certain type of maturity from an officer to be successful in that environment.
And have a nice conversation. So it's fantastic. Chief, Sergeant, thank you very much for taking the time to come here and see us. You know what I mean? It's always wonderful. And so we're going to look at this camera right here, and then we're just going to wave goodbye, okay? All right, see you soon.